Hello, everyone. I'm Zach Dresch.
I'm Ryan Howe.
And you're listening and watching to the
Dresch
Code. Where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Just kidding. That's whose line? Episode 16 of our glorious podcast. Very excited about that. We've hit the last month of the year. It's been a fun year, the start of this year. And it's now cold out. Well, it was probably the last time.
We can get a regular operator's license here in South Dakota.
Yeah.
What you pulling out?
Yeah, Mr. Plow is around. I'm just saying weird things. Anyways, our guests tonight are Tenenbaums. Thank you guys for being here. Brandon Promeny, Mike Helen, Drew Helen. Thank you guys for being here this evening.
Thanks
Great
for having
times.
me. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
And the rules of this show, not really rules, they're just basic kind of whatever, how the show rocks and rolls, is, I don't know why I'm saying this.
Because we do it every show.
Yeah, I have to say it awkwardly. I have a bucket or a jar full of topics.
A jucket,
It's a jar.
if you will.
Jucket.
It's a jar.
Not a derogatory term, a jucket.
Beautiful jar.
Full of topics about music, everyday things, some movie stuff too for fun. Just kind of random stuff. And Ryan or I pull out a topic and we decide, does this pass or fail the Dresch Code? Which means pass, yes, we want to talk about it, or fail, no. And if we all majority say no, we don't want to talk about it, we'll put it to the side and I'll save it for a future episode.
Okay.
So I've got like 200 at home just sitting there because I'm like, these are all about comedy and theater, and these will not. But these are all kind of music, film related, fun stuff. So
Sure.
So Ryan, would you like to get us started?
I would love to. That would be great.
All right.
Do we do the
Drum roll.
Yeah.
When is the last time you accidentally peed your pants while performing on stage?
What does that mean?
Jesus.
When is the last time you accidentally peed your pants while performing on stage?
Oh, I thought you said Peter Pan.
When is the last time you peed your pants?
Yeah.
When did you last kidnap small children from London in the middle of the
When
night?
was the
for your
last time you were
performance?
immortal?
Human fat.
I don't think I've ever done that. Well,
Oh, we have to vote.
So
for it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'll skip that
Okay.
one.
You're the one that voted yes initially.
I was gonna be like, huh?
Okay, well. Failure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Lee, accidentally being the key word there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then we have people comment while watching on the side as well.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
kind of
This is
Hello,
exciting.
Robbie.
interactive.
Hello, Lee Burns.
Our consistent listeners each week. Thank
Yep.
you guys for.
We salute you.
Next one. This one would be fun. Name the members of your ideal supergroup.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
I'll talk about that one.
Yes.
I kind of like trios better, so I'm trying to think of like obviously trios.
Uh,
I'm trying to think of what I do. Billy Joe Armstrong.
Billy Ray Cyrus and Billy Joel.
Yeah, all three Billies.
Billies.
The three Billies. That's their band
Billy
name.
Goat's Gruff. Make it happen.
shit, I don't know.
You can
Wait,
swear. You're
we
good.
can swear?
You're good.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
You're good.
Fucking swear away.
Fucking
A.
well, Freddie Mercury
Oh,
Yeah.
and I don't know, man.
Do you need anything else?
You know, Freddie Mercury and Kanye West, maybe. I don't know. No, not Kanye West.
Freddie
I
Mercury.
would want to hear that collab, though.
no.
Or
It wouldn't be bad.
Childish Gambino and Travis Scott. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I went for a traditional band setting, I'd probably do Freddie Mercury as a frontman, obviously. Guitar, Steve Vai. He's just a beast.
Yeah.
Bass, probably John Paul Jones from Zeppelin. He just keeps it all together so well.
Can play the keyboard.
Yeah, and Neil Peart drumming. That's
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
the ideal. Or is it Peart? I've heard he said it's Peart, but I don't know. But
I'd do Paul McCartney, Keith Richards. just those two.
And the White Stripes.
Yeah.
I think mine would be, instead of like a all-time thing, but like living people, probably Devonte Hines from Blood Orange.
okay,
Him, I just want to see him and Sam France do a collaboration.
that'd be cool.
Just because I think that'd be kind of, they do interesting work. So
I would also say Bjork a cappella, and that's it. Just want to see it happen.
Yeah.
Just- no other band, just like,
yeah.
or maybe Adam Sandler playing keyboards. Like,
took a drink at the wrong time.
I think Adam Sandler and Billy Idol would be a good collab.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then each time Sandler's like, "Should I play this song?" Billy's just like, "Oh, dude, you gotta do it." It's a wedding singer reference to our listeners out there. Just...
He's got it.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
What's your band?
I'll go with The Living again. I think it'd be cool if Kanye and Daft Punk did an album together.
That'd be
that would be
cool.
really good.
Oh.
I know they worked on Black Skinhead. I think Tomas
Yeah.
produced that.
And I know I think the song On Sight definitely sounds like, I don't know if they collaborated with that, because he did that album in France, didn't he, for a little bit? Jesus, he kind of ran around. And,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be sweet.
I'd be down with that.
Good.
And then Pharrell keeping it together.
Sure. You could have some sweet like features.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the year Happy came out. Like, that was
I love that song.
that was loved, and now all of a sudden critics are like, yeah, I don't like it anymore. I'm like, overplay should not be a factor. Like,
I can't believe
It's
that
still
there
a
are
good
people
song.
But,
that
okay,
there's a
dislike
reason it's
that
a
song.
banger.
Not.
Like,
It was on the Minions soundtrack, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
Wasn't
one
it
of the
made for that
Despicable Me
movie?
sequels, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, the first Despicable Me movie, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fatigue is a real thing.
Yeah.
I really like now. I don't mind hearing the song, but when it was the only thing I heard for weeks on end, it got a little tiresome.
Sure.
That's for sure.
From like 2015 to 2017, people hated it, and I think they're starting to come back around a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when I DJ'd weddings for a while. When I played Happy, everyone's like, "Fuck you!" Like,
Wow, it's just this song is doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I spent a good like 4 minutes of my day doing this, but there is a version of Happy out there where beats 2 and 4 are flipped. It's
Oh, okay.
it's,
Like
it's
in
an
the
interesting-
measure?
It's a
Oh,
in
okay.
the song. It's a listen. Once.
Yeah.
I will not clap along. No, thank you, sir.
You really can't.
No, it's not possible. Did we all touch on who we want as our
Yeah.
ideal?
Yeah.
Robert, do you have any?
No.
Okay.
I don't listen to music.
I'm not a music person.
I don't like key signatures.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Except for 6'8".
Most disappointing headlining act you've ever seen.
I'll talk about that one.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
For me, Primus recently.
I was about to say Primus.
Yeah.
Crown Lands came out and blew the doors off the place and got a lukewarm reaction, and then Primus went out and everyone lost it. I'm like, did you not
Yeah.
hear how brilliant these guys were?
Yeah. And like Primus is known for being a dope live act. And what they did was played like a couple of popular songs at the beginning, and then played their new album, which is not that greatly received, front to back in the middle, and then did a medley of hits, but not even the full thing, and then called it a night. And everyone was so pissed.
It was a weird feeling.
So I heard that the singer, one of his like, I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe you guys might know because I'm not a big Primus fan. But I heard one of his best friends like passed away the night before.
Oh,
Is that true?
if that's true, that makes sense why
I
they were.
have no clue.
Because one of my acquaintances was telling me that.
If that's true, then that makes sense why they were not really. He wasn't even talking to the crowd; they were just playing the songs.
No,
Interesting.
he mentioned the only thing he said at the beginning was first time in Sioux Falls, and then they just went into it.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
didn't
So-
do any banter. Just he waved at the end, and that was it.
That would make a lot of sense, and yeah, my heart goes out to him if that was the case.
Yeah, but the opening band, Crown Lands, was amazing.
Awesome.
Nice.
Two guys. Drummer is the singer.
Oh, that's always cool.
That's fun,
Yeah, and they dressed like 70s Rush, and they walked on stage to Rush, and played a Rush song.
Nice.
They took off their masks. It's like, surprise, we're Rush.
Yeah. And covered Zeppelin.
Oh.
And when they announced they were covering Kashmir, Ryan saw me. I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What?"
Oh, we both
we were
lost
both
it.
like,
yeah.
yeah. And they blew me away. And then next month after that, they ended up opening for Jack White. Like they just last minute got booked
Wow.
to like,
Sweet.
so they're starting to pick up steam now.
Good.
When was this?
2 months ago
Oh, that's
at the
cool.
District. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of those bands. It's cool to see them before they like
Yeah.
blow the hell up.
I remember seeing Oceana. They're under a new name called Polienzo. I saw Oceana at Senior Wiener. I don't know if you guys
Oh, yeah.
went to shows at Senior Wiener back in the
I forgot
day.
they had shows there.
Yeah. With they had the bathrooms. It was like Wiener and no Wiener. Yeah, it's great.
I remember
It's
that.
a great place, but yeah, they were at a point where they like changed their sound completely, and like I was like in my emo phase, you know, I wanted to do some like screamo music, you know, and like I thought they were gonna like play songs from their album The Family Disease, which was a great, you know, post hardcore album, but they just came out with a new EP that was just more like Modest Mouse type music, and they played nothing from The Family Disease, and they played all their like newer stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? This is not the same band.
Yeah.
And I asked them, hey, are you guys gonna play anything off of The Family Disease? And they're like, no.
Great story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Actually, wait, no, the album's not called The Family Disease. What's it called? It's called something else. Wow, I should know that. I haven't listened to them in forever, but
That's
still.
probably why they said no.
Yeah.
Why would they play that?
Yeah, they didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, but they had a song called "The Family Disease." No, I at the time I knew the name of the album. I knew the name. I just don't know it right now. But
You guys play anything off it? No, we took it off iTunes for a reason.
but but after that show though, I gave that EP a listen, and I actually fell in love with it. So I'm actually glad that they went with that sound. So, but at the time I was pretty disappointed though.
Sure.
There was like a time period there where I was like, whenever artists would drastically change their sound, I would get so pissed off. I was just like, why do you do this to me? And now I'm like, oh, I appreciate it. They just want to evolve as people and as musicians. I get it now. But back then I was just like, damn it.
I like how personalized you make it. Why do you do this to me?
Yeah. Why, Fall Out Boy?
Oh jeez.
Daughtry. What?
Daughtry. I've had like 4 episodes where I've really ripped into Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, it's like me with Guns N' Roses.
But you would.
Dude,
No.
Guns N' Roses.
We talked about this. We're not going down another Guns N' Roses hole.
What does Daughtry sound like now?
How did I describe it to you? Because it was
I'll pull it up.
no,
He
I've
was
got it
big
right
in
here.
high school.
I love
Yeah.
them. I love their first and second albums. I loved, but it's just it. How do I describe it? I legitimately said they went from a legitimate rock band to an Imagine Dragons knockoff.
Oh.
Ooh.
So are a lot of bands right now, and even Imagine Dragons aren't even original. So it's like, I don't know. It's sad when the most relevant rock band we have right now is Imagine Dragons.
Imagine
as far as
Dragons
mainstream
sounds like
culture goes.
Shinedown doing a Coldplay impersonation
I love Coldplay.
and doing it.
I actually do
poorly.
like Coldplay.
Everyone people shit on Coldplay. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
it sucks. I'm a big Coldplay fan.
Dude, Coldplay's awesome.
I'm not saying anything is Coldplay. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it
No, I
sounds
know,
like
but
they're
lots-
trying to
the
mention
internet
things.
per se
Yeah.
is like extremely like Coldplay. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's
they
like
treat
that
them
was
like
the best live
Nickelback.
show I ever went to.
Right, or Creed, or
Yeah.
Creed.
So the most disappointing show.
Yeah.
No, I went to Eau Claire's music festival.
Oh, in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yep. And Feist was one of the
nice.
headliners. And I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna hear the 1, 2, 3, 4
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be dancing and stuff. And they get on stage and they said, guess what? We have a surprise. We're playing our new album front to back.
Oh.
And then the crowd, and I was like,
Uh,
yeah. So
Damn.
they're like, I said we're playing our new album front to back. And so Danny Brown was playing on the other stage like an hour later. So my buddy and I, we were just like, let's just get like right up front for that. So
Yeah.
we just left, and I was looking forward to that set. So that was one where I just completely didn't even watch any
Yeah.
of it,
Ooh.
but- so kind of a bummer, but you know.
Yeah. I kind of like it when a band just walks up and Guns A-Blazing opens with the hit. Just like,
Yeah.
it's like Radiohead's open with Creep. I'm like, oh, balls.
Yeah.
Like, and then like, here's everything else. Like,
They probably just want to get it out of the way.
That's what I'm thinking,
But yeah,
yeah.
like we'll just get it out of the way.
I saw this. I showed you guys this video, but I saw Billy Corgan. He was talking to fans after the show, and like someone was like, "Hey, why didn't you play 1979?" He's like, "Because people like you ask for it."
That's a good line.
funny is, when I saw Smashing Pumpkins,
Did they play that song, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
cool.
played everything.
They played a lot.
They
I
were you
read
guys
the
at the show?
I read the
No,
review.
I,
where it's
yeah.
They
it's
played for
pushing-
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Just them and the opener. So that was about a 4.5, 5 hour show.
That's holy cow.
And Metric
jeez.
opened, and Metric was great.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Metric was in
I
Metric,
didn't know
yeah.
they were
They-
open.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
They did a song for Scott Pilgrim, right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
they
that
didn't
song's
play that.
Black
I was
Sheep.
bummed.
Oh, really?
They played "Help I'm Alive," which is such a
Yeah.
good song.
Oh,
I
I'll have to
remember.
check that one out.
Did they
Yeah.
do Gold Guns Girls? Or
Yeah, they
whatever?
played that one, and they
Oh,
played a
yeah.
lot of new stuff, which was really good. The new album, I've heard some of the tracks. I'm like, yeah, this is good.
Cool.
But yeah, Billy Corgan knows how to pick openers. Like, yeah, even though he's
Mhm.
just kind of like bitter about like everything else, but like, but they played
Mhm.
everything I wanted to hear except for a couple. But that would be me being greedy. Like, why didn't you
Yeah.
play this B-side from '95, you fucker?
They
Like,
played 3 hours.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah, they played like my top 5 in the set list, so I'm like, I'm totally
Yeah.
content. They played all the
Nice.
hits that everyone wanted to hear. They closed the bolt with Butterfly Wings, and and then as soon as that was done, everyone just bolted out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, they still have an encore, and they came back out and did an encore.
Oh, really?
Wow.
But that was only 2 songs, so it was quick and just to the
3.5 hours? Jeez.
Yeah, and the light show was the best light show I've ever seen in my life.
cool.
Like, yeah, it was basically like this whole art. There was 2 separate entities, just the art going on and then the band playing.
Yeah.
So they wanted it to be like the whole stadium could feel like they were a part of it instead of like, oh, they're that far away, which was kind of me. I was farther on the floor than I wanted to be. But towards the end, I started like going up to the front, and the security's like, "Fine, would do what you want." I'm like, I could have been doing this earlier in the show, but it was still well worth the ticket. So
Nice.
it's good. Have you mentioned yours? I can't remember.
No, I'm trying to think. I had a lot of fun. I probably had more fun going to this concert than experiencing it. I was actually with you, Brandon, when we went to Omaha to see Fantagram.
Oh, yeah?
I like Fanagram. It's just something didn't click. I think it might have been the venue. It was in like an
Mhm.
old church.
We did that at the very last minute,
Yeah,
too.
you were
It
going
was-
like 100 down I-90.
Yeah. I was, like, doing my Spanish homework. And I was like,
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Oh, church was that the Pella? Because that's like an old
Maybe.
church venue.
no, it was
Down in
the
Omaha.
Sokol.
Sokol Underground.
Yeah, exactly. Yep,
Oh, cool.
that was it.
Okay.
I saw a Manchester Orchestra there.
Oh, cool.
That was cool.
I've seen a lot of bands in Omaha. It's a... Yeah.
I was supposed to go see Smoking Popes 2 nights ago, but
Mhm.
weather killed that dream.
Fuck that.
And I might be seeing Justin Timberlake next week, but he has bruised vocal cords, so he might postpone the
Oh,
show.
no.
Shoot.
So it's like JT pulled together.
You can just carry on with the show and just, you know,
Have his
go on
backup.
stage and just talk. Like, people, it's Justin Timberlake.
He's an
you know?
actor. He
Yeah, you can just act.
Act
Yeah.
like his
Yeah.
voice isn't
You
Bruce's.
can lip sync.
Or do it.
People do that anyway.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like
There was one great skit on SNL when Justin Timberlake was hosting or something. It was Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake sitting across from each other in acting chairs, director chairs.
Oh, okay.
It was called Actor to Actor. And he just goes, Justin. Justin goes, Andy. Actor. Yes. It was a long pause and he goes, when are you going to make new music? That's the whole skit.
That's good.
So, what about you, Robert? Have you used any concerts that you went to that you were...
I've never been to one that disappointed me other than I've told the story before about the Semisonic concert where all the drunk, angry redneck people in Huron were like throwing their beer bottles and stuff, and we're like, "Play closing time!" Like, and then when they finally did, it just the whole place went nuts. It was so the end was good with the whole like finally playing closing time, but I feel bad for him because up until then it was just like drunk, angry.
Yeah.
Corn dog and a beer and just like play closing time.
closing time.
I did see the Wallflowers here at the Sioux Empire Fair, and everyone was waiting for one headlight and then getting the hell out. Like, and you could tell Jacob Dylan was just like, I don't want to be in Sioux Falls right now. Like,
That's what someone said about Brendan Urie from when Panic at the Disco came. Like,
When they did Hugh Says.
Yeah.
oh, Badlands Speed at the time, Badlands Speedway. Yeah, that was still a fun show, even though he supposedly didn't want to be there. He still did a pretty decent job. Like, I was like, and Weezer just stood there. Like,
really?
Not jumping around.
No,
Yeah,
Weezer, I think, always does that every show. They just stand there and don't move.
Do
But
people
I
in the
heard-
crowd move though? At least, or
Yeah, they were pretty stoked
I
about
heard
it.
it was like really hot that show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Actually, my mom went with us to the show because she's a huge both Weezer and Panic
Oh,
fan,
nice.
and she passed out at the show.
Oh, no.
And she went to go sit at the bleachers because she's like, I don't like to stand. You go stand. It's fine. And I didn't know about it. She texted me when she got to the hospital saying, hey, I'm at the hospital now. Don't worry, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
Just find a ride and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, it was that hot. It was like 120.
Yeah, I remember.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah, we had
middle of July. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, well. It was like at least Weezer was just kind of standing there. So it's just like, and the only thing Rivers was saying between songs was, South Dakota, we in it.
Really?
Like, not even we are in it. He's like trying to be a rapper. Like, we in this. I'm
We
like,
in this bitch.
yeah, we in this bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a weird show. Setlist was good, but it was like, and I hate Beverly Hills, but he wore a sombrero while he was playing it, so it made it worth it.
Oh yeah.
He was just like, look at all those movie style. It was great.
Rivers.
I'm not a big fan of that song either.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Next question. I think we've
Yeah.
dived into that one.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty well. Which song should be South Dakota's anthem? Talk about it.
We have a state song, so I don't know.
Like another one.
Okay.
Another one.
It's your no.
But majority rules, so.
Yeah. Red Solo Cup.
I feel like that's just been suggested before, like
Yeah.
officially.
Because that's what we do in Sioux Falls sometimes. Like, that's why. At least it's grown as a community, like the last 4 or 5 years. But before that, the only thing to do in Sioux Falls was to just drink.
There's a little ditty from a musical, you might be familiar with it, called Avenue Q.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've heard of that?
Yeah, the puppets.
Yeah, everyone's a little bit racist. It's true.
These are all.
Speaking
These
of
are
little
songs about
racist,
bad things. And just. That's for. Okay.
Like positive ones. Let's say-
I've got a positive.
yeah.
Me
the,
too.
the official song of the state of South Dakota is "Hail South Dakota," and when I first saw it, my brain read it as "Heil South Dakota." I'm like, God.
Oh, jeez.
The weather. Hail.
Hail.
Boom.
There's this guy in Custer State Park who his name's Cowboy Keith, and he drives a chuck wagon like every night, and then plays guitar and sings to people and brings them to their supper out in the mountains in this valley. We've done it a couple times, but he's got a couple CDs, couple albums, and there's some really good songs on there that
That's
I think
so
could
wholesome.
be.
I was
love
going to
that.
say the exact same thing.
Really?
I kid
Okay.
you not.
Yeah, and I think
He's a true gritty, like Americana, like
And
just singer,
South Dakota.
South Dakota
Yeah.
musician.
Oh.
so. Cowboy Keith, giving him a shout out.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has my favorite song. He has a song about Scotty Phillip, and that's where the town Phillip is named after him. And that's the guy that saved the buffalo
Oh.
because they were
Extinction.
from extinction.
Yeah.
And he's from South Dakota, and so
Yep.
it's I don't know, just really really wholesome. You know, in that show, we just this is kind of who we are type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Trying to go if there's a contemporary song like nationwide that would fit.
I don't know, but Matt on our comment section says 99 bottles of beer. Oh, CD.
And Matt's from Sioux City, Iowa, and I think their theme is "We built Sioux City on rock and roll."
We built Sioux City.
We're building Sioux City.
There is actually a video of like the whole city, like
Yeah.
like they edited the whole song together. Like, we built Sioux City.
That's funny.
That's good.
Hi, Matt.
That's for you.
It's just an ode to the Sioux City construction, but it's just that bit from goes on and on and on and on. It just loops that.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm trying to think of
Oh, man.
songs about kicking ass or something.
Yeah,
Taking names.
Well, since a South Dakota landmark figures prominently in Team America World Police, I feel like that America Fuck Yeah
Yeah.
song where they're flying out of
That's a
Mount
good one.
Rushmore
That's
should
mine.
be our
Yep.
that should be our state song.
I was at
Yeah.
Tommy Jack's last week, and me and Andy Swan decided to mess with the jukebox a little bit, and so we played America Fuck Yeah, and then like 3 or 4 songs from Walk Hard,
Oh, I love
Yes.
that. That's the best movie of all
Yeah.
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is one of our
and we
favorites.
totally people
Yeah.
started walking out during I'm sorry, Tommy Jackson.
I'll be sorry.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the greatest Johnny Cash song, "Look at Them Beans."
It's a real song.
It's a real
Wow,
song. This is a
that's
callback
funny.
to one of our earlier episodes, but
Oh,
we
okay.
discovered that there's a Johnny Cash song where it's just kind of him like mumbling about a family and their crops, and then just partway through, Johnny Cash yells out, "Look at them beans!"
Oh God, yes. Look at them beans. I can't believe haven't put that on the soundboard yet.
Stateless.
No, they say.
Please do.
Yeah.
For
There's a
the next
soundboard?
episode.
I know.
Oh, nice.
I feel like we don't use the soundboard enough. That's an underused gimmick.
Do you have an air horn? Can you shoot off a couple air horns right now?
He does have Howard Dean though.
Shoot
That-
off-
I have all
Oh,
the best
yeah.
sounds of 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
We're going to Oregon. We're going.
Nice.
Yeah, just fire those off.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here is South Dakota's anthem.
Oh, that's definitely Bjork.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Sweden.
Sweden.
Iceland.
Yeah, I can't even. That one's hard to think of. Like, what would be any besides.
I recently found out that South Dakota state beverage is milk.
Oh,
Nice. I thought it was beer.
No.
Drunk driving.
milk stout. Milk stout is the state beer.
Fermented milk.
So we are the champions. How about that? That's a positive. Something we will rock. Something just Anything off the
I'm
Jock Jams soundtrack.
It's mean, but I was gonna throw out another brick in the wall.
Damn, dude.
Oh, I get it.
I'm sticking with America. Fuck yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's mine.
There we go. That's
Should we do next?
Yeah, let's move on before I keep bashing the state. Favorite documentary you've ever seen?
Talk about it. Yeah.
Good. That passes.
All right.
I think we should start. Are you probably thinking of what I'm thinking?
You say yours first. 'Cause
Okay, Mommy Dead and Dearest is the most insane story I've ever heard. It's on HBO, right?
Yeah.
It's of this. I don't want to give too much away, but it's of this this young woman killing her mother. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and
It's so
it's
fascinating.
very true to the saying that that truth is stranger than fiction.
Which is weird because most matricides are very straightforward affairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually it's just
I agree.
they just want to kill their mom.
Yeah.
Also, we went on a binge of watching a bunch of HBO documentaries.
Oh, that's
But
dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a documentary called Tickled,
Oh,
which is so good. It's about the
competitive.
competitive tickling scene.
The fuck?
No, I'm serious. It is so fascinating. It is so fascinating. This man, he wants to do a small story about it, and he emails them like, "Oh, what are you about?" And they're like, like, "Hey, don't worry about it," and
Yeah.
stuff. And so that makes him want to investigate it more, and it is insane. Like the loophole
Yeah.
he goes down, there's like, drugs, murder, sex, like all this
yeah.
crazy stuff.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, like you should maybe not the first 3. No, I don't know. It's really
If you're in a
insane.
weird mindset, watch Tickle.
Well, no, it's funny and it's intriguing and
Oh,
it's a really good documentary.
Oh.
I have a couple. Well, I really like Louis Theroux. Have you guys heard of Louis Theroux? Anyone?
heard of him.
Oh well, he did a He did some stuff with like the Westboro Baptist Church. That's
Oh.
pretty. He just makes them look like morons. So
Oh.
and he did
shows
one
them
with
how they are.
he hung out with Tom Grant, who's like a super duper white supremacist, and he just like stayed with him for like a week, and he just sort of just sort of like monitored like what he did at like rallies and stuff like that, full of like white racist people, and and then Soaked in Bleach with the one about Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you guys should. I can't remember the name of the white supremacist one, but there's this one scene where he was like talking about how he's like better looking than Denzel Washington.
Oh, you showed me that.
Yeah, you showed us
Yeah.
that one. He was like, you honestly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And yeah, the one in the Westboro Baptist Church one is like, so you think I'm going to hell? And he's like, yeah, Louis, you're going to hell. And he's just like, that one's pretty good.
Yeah. I'd have to say the documentary about the punk band Death from the 70s. What happened with them was they recorded like 7 demos in a studio, and they were on the brink of getting a Capitol Records deal, but the record company they said you got to change your band name to something else because Death is not marketable. And it was an all black trio, all black guys from Detroit, Michigan, were in this punk band before punk was even a thing, before the Ramones, Sex Pistols, everything. Like 74 is when this happened. So yeah.
Wait,
And so the guitarist said,
Yeah.
"No, we're not changing our band name. Like, he has a faithful, like, in his heart, he felt it has to be Death. Like, it's not, like, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
that's
fine,
cool.
I guess you're not getting a record deal." So the 7 demos they recorded were in his attic for 30 years. And Drag City Records, which has Ty Segall and everything like that,
okay.
wow.
there was like a 45. They pressed like 2 of the songs that they recorded on a 45, which was circulating on the internet in the late thousands on like blog sites and everything. And people are like, is there more material of this? Like, is there more of this? And so Drag City was like trying to like the guitarist that hid those demos in his attic, he passed away like 15-20 years ago.
Shoot.
But the remaining members were like, yeah, we have them if you want to press them. And so they put the album on vinyl, and it blew up like
Nice.
10 years ago. And the whole documentary is about how they reunited, got a new guitarist, and they've been touring and stuff like that. And
Sick.
That is
it's such an inspiring documentary. It's like, no matter like 40 years from now, you'll still make it. Like,
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like,
cool.
it's a really cool documentary. And it's super fascinating. I was like, yeah. And the songs are so catchy. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
but they're technically the first punk band if you look at it from a
Maybe check
record
them
standpoint. Yeah.
Sick.
They preceded the Ramones and like all that. So it's like,
Nice.
because yeah, the guitarist said he wants to be a balance of, he wants the rock star quality of Pete Townsend, but the virtuoso of Jimi Hendrix. He wanted to mix that, and he said that's the ideal guitar player.
Nice.
I'm like, that is actually like a good,
cool.
valid
It
point.
was fast.
Yeah. And the songs are great. Look up the songs too.
Yeah,
They're
I'll
just
check
so
them out.
good. Yeah. Brian, what about you? Documentary.
I don't really watch them, and maybe it's for this
Borat.
reason, but
Borat.
That's a documentary.
Yeah.
no. The last documentary I watched was a good few years ago, and a friend kind of forced me into watching it. But it was about a person named Christian Weston Chandler, who yes, what?
You know this one?
Yeah, he's the Sonichu dude.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. One of my friends made me sit through that entire thing, and I was like, "Can we please do something else with our time?" And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"No, we have to watch this. It's important." And I was like, "Okay, yeah,
I just learned about him this week.
Yeah, same here.
Great.
Yeah, we were.
that's lovely."
Yeah.
What's this about?
It's about
It's a
this.
sad
It's
story.
tragic, right?
It is
Yeah.
tragic. It's about this young man person with some sort of developmental issues, but he had this fascination with Sonic the Hedgehog, which developed into like a combination of Sonic and Pikachu, and drew a lot of
guy.
yeah. And then it turns
Yeah.
into this really super dark story, and you just feel awful about what he went through as a
Yeah.
person, how people treated him, and it's just a very bizarre story. But I think for that reason, I don't watch documentaries or let my friends recommend them.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Understandable.
I tend to just watch documentaries about music or artists that I admire. That's my.
Speaking of music documentaries, the 8 Days a Week, the one that's on Hulu, directed
about
by Ron.
Beatles?
Yeah, about the Beatles. Yeah, directed by Ron
I gotta
Howard.
watch
That one
that
was
one.
amazing. I love that documentary.
The Tom Petty one is great too. It's
Yeah.
4 hours, but it's
Mhm.
so worth it. Just like every detail
Yeah.
of Tom Petty's the Heartbreakers career is just.
I think if I am going to watch one in the future, I think it's going to be Peter Jackson's "They Will Not Grow Old," the World War One.
Yes.
The World War One.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Peter Jackson's the man.
Yeah. Robert, what about you?
I consume a shit ton of documentaries, and it's way too hard for me to pick one.
If you had to.
So what I'm gonna do is just recommend the YouTube channel Extra Credits and their Extra History course, where they do history videos. Those are fucking amazing. They're just the right amount of like comedy, and then like the little cartoon that plays is like funny, but still on point and very, very in-depth research and stuff, but still entertaining because of the way they present it. And it's like the perfect balance. There's other YouTube channels that do it very well, but Extra Credit, I think, does the best job with history.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Very cool. Next question.
Yeah.
Oh, you read the last one? Okay. All right. Tom DeLonge or Matt Skiba?
Skip.
Yeah. I was like doubting putting that one in the pile.
Trust your gut, Zach.
Who's Matt Skiba?
From Alkaline Trio, he replaced Tom DeLonge in Blink. I like them both, but Matt belongs in Alkaline. Next topic.
What inspires you to listen to a new album? Reviews, word of mouth, etc.
I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Combination of everything. Needle drop helps sometimes out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Just sometimes I'm like, why do you review all these shitty mumble rap albums? It's like these are all garbage, and yet you ignore solid rock albums. Like
He talks smack about like Dance Gavin Dance, and
yeah, he'll review 6ix9ine.
Like, and like he like this Swans record is like a 10 out of 10, and I just listen to it. It's like this is a bunch of just noise.
Yeah, Swans
This
is 2 hours
fucking
of just
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I mean I don't always agree with him, but
No.
you know.
A lot of the.
Someone-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, someone once asked me how do I find music, like the music I listen to, and honestly, like I have like a go-to, like just labels that I like what they put
Sure.
out.
Yeah.
So if they're
That's
pushing
correct.
something, I'll
Yeah.
listen to it.
Like Polyvinyl is one of my favorites. Just like they have
Sure.
such great bands on the
Starfucker.
label. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Psychic Twin,
Beach Slang
and then Shy Boys too.
Generationals.
Yep.
Always and
Always
Yeah.
is great.
Always
yeah.
is so good.
White Reaper. Let's
White Reaper's. Oh, White
Let's
Reaper's.
just
So
name
good.
them all.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Grand
a
Jury's
Oh yeah,
pretty good. You know, they got like
Lots of-
Twin Peaks and like
Yeah.
Hippocampus.
Epitaph's half and half for me. Sometimes
Yeah.
they'll have solid artists.
They're like mixing it up. Like they were like majorly just like a metal label, but now they have like
Yeah, for 20 years, they were primarily punk
Yeah.
rock, and then they kind of branched out and did
Yeah.
different things. But yeah.
I just find music like I use Shazam a lot. Like if I'm at a bar and I like hear a song like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John Cusack. I also I love Spotify and I like the Discover Weekly helps a lot too. And like when I watch like a movie and if I like that's how I discovered Brown Show, which is like my favorite band right now for like the past 3 years. But whatever. I saw the Vacation remake.
With Ed Helms.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, this is not very good. But then I heard Class Historian, and I
It
was
was
like,
worth it watching it through.
oh yeah, and I listened to that album like so much. Yeah,
every day.
yeah, but I don't really look like if I find like a song, okay, this is a really good song. Like if it's like a single, like it's a good single, like then I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out the rest of the album.
Yeah. I did
So-
put Bronco on my albums of
Broncho?
Spotify. Broncho, my
Yeah,
bad.
no, you're good.
Of albums to listen to this
Yeah.
year. For sure.
The new one's pretty amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of get a mixture. Like Dan from Total Drag always has albums like he'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, I know you like this this type of music. How about this album? And he'll play it for me. I'm like, sold. I'll buy the record right now. Like that's kind of how I operate a lot of the time. And I used to go to absolutepunk.net and look up a lot of that. So now it's chorus.fm, but they recommend a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh man, that's actually good. I dig that kind of stuff. So. It's very rare now seeing bands on talk shows that I'm like, oh, you sold me, because now it's just like mumble rap or bands that I've known for
Yeah.
years.
I do
Like-
like me some mumble rap though. Not
Just
gonna
couldn't
lie.
get into it. Like, it's I
Some
guess
of the beats
it's fun
are
for what
pretty
it is.
sick though.
Do you not like it because you can't hear the words or what?
Yeah, I'm a lyric guy,
Yeah.
so that's kind of how
Okay.
I
So do you like shoegaze music at all?
I like shoegaze. Yeah,
Well, you can't hear those words.
I know, but it's a different style. It's full band.
Okay.
That's why I like that.
I just usually pull up Genius lyrics every time I listen to shoegaze, just so I can.
I did see a cool shoegaze band like 2 years ago called Cloakroom. They're from Minneapolis. Like they walked on stage and were spraying or like using sage and
Yeah.
stuff on stage, and that was kind of cool to watch. That was a
Sage on stage would be kind of cool name.
sage on stage. Yeah. But yeah, I think that word of mouth, like if people keep telling me this album is good,
Yeah,
like
for
oh shit.
sure.
Opening bands occasionally too, that helps
Yeah.
for sure.
Pitchfork, I don't trust.
Yeah, Pitchfork hates everything, so
Yeah.
it's like. Although the Greta Van Fleet album review was definitely fun to read.
That was the most entertaining thing I've
Wait,
ever
did they shit on them or
Oh
praise
yeah,
them?
They
they gave it a
1.2.
0.2
Yeah.
out
so
of 10.
hard.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I just feel like everyone compares them to like Led Zeppelin, and
They do sound a lot like Zeppelin.
yeah.
And well, actually, the
It
Crow.
works for 'em, though.
I was in passing. The Crow was playing Greta. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, are they playing a Deep Zeppelin cut? Oh,
That's,
no.
that's always the game when I'm listening to the Crows. Like, is this
Yeah.
Zeppelin or Greta?
I remember they shat on Alt J when An Awesome Wave came out, and I
Yeah,
absolutely no Pitchfork.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think it's in the name.
Greta has an album review channel.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like reading Pitchforks. It's always unless it's
Yeah.
like an
I
album.
like it.
This couldn't
They
be.
love Beach House though. Which is
Yeah.
great. They have nothing but great things to say about Beach House.
I don't trust Rolling Stone anymore because they just worship U2 and Springsteen, and that's about it at this point.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at like an average of their albums, they give them like 4 stars or whatever. I feel like that's such a safe thing to do.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know. Either
they give it to 4 stars to albums that people are not going to remember 5 years from now.
exactly,
Yeah.
because there is. I mean, this is a good discussion. Like, how quickly can you review an album?
Yeah,
Do you listen to it 5 times or 500?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I do feel like trends. I don't want to go on a tangent, but like trends change really quickly in music.
Yeah.
So
See, I've always thought about doing like an album review channel because I always thought it'd be kind of fun.
that'd be cool.
But there's always like a level of bias there. It's like, how is that
Yeah.
going to affect your rating
Well,
system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that could be your thing. This
Yeah.
is what I think is good, and what I think is not good.
Yeah.
Because the ones I like cover a variety of different genres instead of just one.
Sure.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I have to get a good camera.
Add it to a list of things that are on your ever-growing list of things.
Yeah. Just review albums from like 82 that everyone's like, why are you reviewing Soft Cell?
Please,
But-
yes. Yes.
I only listen to Tainted Love, 5 stars.
No,
Into
seriously,
where
that'd be
you
great.
wanna go.
Like a not serious, like take this stuff and it's just like
I thought about a
This-
deadpan
this is
album
gonna
review
be a
channel.
hit.
Like, yeah, I only listened to the one track. It's a really good album. 5 stars.
dude, you can make a character out of that.
Yeah.
Seriously. That'd be an awesome project for you.
It'd be fun. But yeah, have we all covered how we? All right, next one.
Yeah.
Did you do the last one, or did I do it? I don't remember. Or did you ask the last one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's my turn.
I was shuffling for you.
Pre-shuffled.
Pre-shuffle.
Oh, this is a appropriate follow up. How much do lyrics matter to you? What's your opinion on lyrics in current pop music? I'll talk about it.
Super important. Most important thing to me.
Yeah, for me too.
That is my problem with modern pop music is that it's so vague and it's trying to appeal to so many people that it doesn't appeal to anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It really depends on the artist for me, but a lot of them, it's just so simple, and I think they're trying to get away from the simple dance pop jams that they were doing for so long, for like 10 years, the last few years now.
The algorithmically determined,
Yeah.
like, this will get people's butts moving in chairs, so...
Mhm.
Yeah, it worked for like a couple artists, then everyone just, like, it worked for Gaga, and then everyone just started, like,
Yeah.
It's math.
yeah.
Yes and no. Like, I love I really pay attention to like the vibe too, and just like I love like when I listen to rap, I'm a sucker for a good beat. You know,
Yeah.
like everyone was like, oh, you should check out ID and Abilities. Their lyrics are awesome. Well, they're so good lyrically, and it's like their beats are just so weird.
Yeah.
It's but you know, you listen to like, you know, like I listen to like, you know, Travis Scott, where, you know, he's just talking about the same, you know, shit like every other rapper.
Yeah.
You know, but like, oh, just an amazing beat, like Goosebumps, all the beat. But like it really just depends. Like I really like the one album lyrically I really love is the Suck It and See album by Arctic Monkeys. Yeah. That is just he.
Lee Burns.
Volbeat has no idea what the lyrics to their own songs mean.
No.
The band Volbeat.
I love that.
Well, same with like Nirvana though. Like Kurt Cobain has literally said, "Is like I think people like try to put a little too much meaning into my lyrics. Like I just kind of like write lyrics. Like I just kind of like get it over with sometimes because I'm like really lazy."
If you actually look at a lot of In Utero songs, especially, it's like he just kind of came up with a phrase and just ran with it and just let it go.
Have you guys heard the song Mexican Seafood?
Yeah, off of Incest.
Yeah. Oh man, he talks about like vomit and cum and diarrhea, like oatmeal pizza. Anyway,
I think there's
Going
always
for like a Ginsberg kind of thing there, or yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know why I just brought that up just because it had
We're
to
live,
be
man.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
I think lyrics. I'm kind of taking your answer too. It
Yeah.
can be important, or
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. Because I think a great song can't be great, like amazing lyrics can make a good song great. I guess everyone knows that or
Yeah.
whatever. But there are songs that have the wordless chorus or where it's barely any singing or repeating the same thing, and I still think it can be an amazing song.
I guess Seven Nation Army is a good example of that. There's no lyric, or I don't think there's even a chorus. Just the riff is the chorus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that type of stuff.
Well,
or like ooh and an I.
I like subtle lyrics too, like just one line, through the entire song, like Astoria by Starfucker. I want a simple life, like
and that's perfect for that
that's
song.
perfect,
Yeah,
yeah.
just singing the same line over.
Mm-hmm.
There is the band Daughters, their new album. There's a song, the City song, where it's basically just him going, the city is an empty glass over and over again, just building up the tension. So that's another case where I guess the lyrics and the music combined, the simplicity just builds
Cool.
up to some stuff and just bam, like dynamics and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on the execution too. But yeah. Next one. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, did Drew answer?
Oh, I mean, same as you guys.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Vocals, like lyrics are pretty secondary to me.
No.
So.
No.
For Thor, Brandon, could you explain the jucket?
I love how it starts with "bring that thing closer to the camera for a moment." And is it a jar? Late to the party here.
It's a jar full of our topics that we read off for the show.
It's a jar, okay?
It's the source of our discussion.
It's a purse.
It is
It's
both
a
a jar
satchel.
and a bucket. We have chosen to call it the jucket.
Satchel. Jucket. SJ.
Favorite greatest hits or best of albums?
I'll talk about
quickly.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
say,
Journey for me. Like, it's a guilty
Oh, yeah.
pleasure with Journey's. Like, they were a singles band, and it was just kind of a...
I'm gonna have to go with the Everly Brothers
Oh, nice.
or the Beach Boys, but the Everly Brothers, yeah.
I usually think greatest hits, like listen to the album rather than the greatest hits or whatever.
Yeah.
But two of them that I think are good are ABBA's Gold
Mm-hmm.
or Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark's greatest hits.
Oh,
'Cause they
nice.
had so many albums, but I really think half of the albums are like shitty. But their
Yeah.
greatest hits, it's like that's all I need, and I don't care if that's lame
Yeah.
or not.
Mhm.
But
Orchestral had a couple U.S. hits, but were they bigger in, like, the UK, or was it kind of a...
I don't even really know. I just heard them maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and
Oh,
I don't
sure.
know. I don't
Yeah.
even really. I've never talked about them
Yeah.
with friends or anything. So
For me, Queen is one of
Ooh.
those bands that they were really a singles band. Everything else in the album was pretty filler-ish, but when those hits, like, landed, those were, like,
Yeah.
the best, and when you listen to everything else on the albums, you're like, yeah, it's alright. And when you compare it to, like, the hits, I'm like, damn, they wrote this too? Like,
Yeah.
I feel that way with Billy Joel.
yeah,
Billy Joel, you
yeah.
have to sift through a lot, but I mean, once you put the hits together, you can really see that arc of his writing and how that progressed, and the fact that River of Dreams came out in '94. What?
Yeah,
Like
it's crazy.
The fact that his career spanned that much.
One band that I really love that doesn't have a greatest hits or best of is Guided by Voices, but they've been around for about 40 years, and they have the singer is like 60 something, and they didn't blow up till he was like 38, and so they have about 40 years worth of music. He releases like 2 albums per year. He's a most prolific songwriter you could possibly think of. He has over 100 albums to his name.
Jeez.
30 that are Guided by Voices, or no, 35, something like that, and then 30 solo albums, and then he has side projects that are just him, but he calls them different names.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's just like,
That's cool.
and a lot of it's not great, but I made like a 60 song playlist on my Spotify, iTunes, that I'm like, these are the jam that I'll listen to consistently, and like I picked those, and I would read them off. I'm like, oh yeah, this one's great, this one's great. A lot of those songs you'd be like, oh shit, I heard that, and like one of them was in How I Met Your Mother. Like they used one of those songs. Like it was, yeah, great stuff. So, but it's like, yeah, that's my own personal best of mix for that one.
Going more contemporary, there's a lot of people that make like mixtapes of Alex G, like his material, which is kind of cool because he has a lot of like fake albums where there's just like noise playing, and people kind of sift through that and put it together. So I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like there's this one YouTube video that I like listen to like maybe once a month, and it's like an hour long of all his songs.
That's cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Think about other best ofs that I've liked. A lot of times I like the greatest hits or best ofs before I get into the artist's work, the rest of the work, and then after that I kind of don't listen to the greatest hits. But it's mainly Queen is the one I still listen to a lot. The greatest hits.
Gold, that's a good answer.
Gold is good.
Yeah, that's
a lot of 70s and 80s groups. Chicago. For me.
I was
There you
listening to
go.
Chicago on the way here. Greatest hits.
Yeah. Chicago or Earth, Wind and Fire, that kind of stuff. Like
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac
I've
for
had that
sure.
in my car for months.
I will still listen to Rumors front to back though. That's great.
When you just need a good cry, just
Oh, Tom Petty's greatest hits. Fuck yeah. Like
yeah.
America, Tom Petty.
All right, moving on.
all right.
What about you guys anyway?
Oh yeah, just the Everly Brothers.
Just Everly.
Yeah.
See, that's a good answer too because they
Yeah.
just shot out so much stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times albums weren't a thing back then. It was singles.
Yeah.
Like Sam and Dave, great soul
Yeah.
artists, like that kind of
They
stuff.
just and like the Everly Brothers, they just had so many good love songs. Like, yeah.
Oh, Sam Cooke's
Mm-hmm.
greatest.
Hall &
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I love
Sam
Sam
Cooke.
yeah.
Otis Redding, all that stuff is
Right.
great.
Otis Redding.
Yeah. All those soul artists just had singles and they didn't have albums. That was great to. Yeah. Robert, what about you?
Yeah.
Did we say yours? I don't
Nah, I'm good.
I don't
Next.
listen to music.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna
right.
Music
signatures.
first.
My bad. Okay. City you've traveled to that ended up being disappointing to
Des Moines,
you.
Iowa. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta use my thumb before I. Okay.
That's tough.
Why Des Moines?
Oh, it just sucks. I just hate Iowa. I might. Okay, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me, so I won't say too much about Iowa. But I'd like the majority of the time, I'd prefer not to be in Iowa. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's why you don't live there.
Yeah.
There should seriously be a meme photo of you
Yeah.
and then a meme caption. The majority of the time, I'd rather not be in
Yeah,
Iowa.
I'd rather not be in Iowa.
Make it internet.
Like
Yeah.
97% of the time. Like,
The last one we thought about making was with Corey Church. I haven't had water
Yeah.
in 10 years.
That's a good line.
Oh, gosh. Lincoln, Nebraska.
Really?
I need to have a redeeming experience for Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because last time I was there was for ACTF, and it was I swear it was the
Oh.
coldest weekend I've ever experienced.
Oh,
It was
What
so
year
cold.
was that?
2013? I think it was 2013
Oh,
when
Gosh,
we went last
no,
one.
it was 2014 was when I went because
Yeah.
I didn't go to ACTF that first year that I could.
Okay.
So yeah, went
That was
down there.
2014, yeah.
It was 2014. I was sick. It was just ungodly cold down there, and I just had a miserable week. It was super stressful, and I needed to have a redeeming experience.
It's the capital, but it's pretty much just like a big college town, isn't it?
Yeah,
The bright side about that week is that was the first time I ever did stand up. That was the fun.
That was the highlight.
Fun
That's cool.
highlight for me.
It's in Sioux Falls this year.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
pavilion.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be working on.
Yeah. Is that mid-January?
Third week in
Something like
January.
that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hectic.
I'm trying to think of places I've been to. I'm like, been to
I
somewhere.
was in Rome once.
Rome, really? It's like whatever. Yeah, Pope.
You didn't like Rome?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Rome, where you
I was like, fuck you.
That was douchey of me to say that.
That's pretty cool.
I've been to Huron. Don't really like Huron.
Yeah.
I'll go on the record to say that.
The fact that you had expectations going into Huron that could be
I
disappointing.
like the giant pheasant they've got there.
I had fun going to Wall Drug, but in a way that's like sarcastic.
No,
fun.
I can get that. When we'd go out there, we'd stop, and I used to kind of like,
And
I
then
feel like
you
I'm
didn't
kind of-
like it, and then I kind of am turning around.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
There's so much like charm.
There's weird fable to I don't know, but I do understand if you think it's like this big it's like
It's just
if you have your expectations high,
it's a tourist
Oh,
trap
yeah,
thing.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, but when you're a little kid, it's fucking
It's-
awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. They've got dinosaurs, and donuts, like 50-cent donuts,
Yeah.
or a nickel or something.
Something like
I don't
that,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Free coffee for Korean war vets. That's what my grandpa always said to stop there.
Yeah. I can't remember the city in Tennessee, but I went to Destination Imagination 7 years ago, which is a creative problem-solving thing that you do for
okay.
nationals in high school. We did it. It was fun,
Oh, nice.
but it was just mosquitoes everywhere.
Yeah.
They're just eating your flesh up.
Indianapolis,
That sounds
Indiana
unpleasant.
was pretty shitty.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, I was there for a speech tournament in high school. Well, oral and Turk, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was a shitty city.
They have that on
Like,
there.
why can't I be in Chicago? Like, that's a great city. I love Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago was great. I remember once we were parking to go to Riot Fest, and these guys were upset that we were parking in front of their spot where they sell pot. We're like, sir, if we back up a couple inches, like, yeah, you're good.
That's like the time in Mexico they were so mad at me because I was buying souvenirs from their shop that was very clearly a front for selling weed.
Like,
Get out of
you
here.
don't actually
Well,
have to buy this.
They're like, well, everyone in Mexico, I don't know if they think fat guys really like weed, but everyone in fucking Mexico, my first time there, was like, hey, we got what you want, buddy. And my friend's like, oh, you mean, it's like, no, you're big friend, we got what you want, yeah. And so we're on Isla Mujeres, and I'm such a nerd, I want one of those stone chessboards that everybody from Mexico has to come bring back. And I'm like, I'd like to look at the chessboard. He's like, really? That's what you don't want anything else. And while we're having this conversation, he's like, fine, fuck it. And he just seems like upset that he's having to like pack up his prop and sell it. It's like, whatever. And while he's ringing me up, a guy in like a dirty white shirt comes around and he's like, Manuel, and he's like, throws him like a wad of pesos, and he opens up the drawer beneath the cash register. It is a gigantic bag of weed. And there's a bunch of little baggies off the side. He throws like a bunch of them, and the other guy catches them, runs back out the door.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
I'm just, but he's just like, he was just so pissed off and disappointed that I was like, no, I actually want to buy one of the souvenirs from your front.
Right.
Shout out to Robbie and Lee with the double whammy on Iowa. But
Yeah,
seriously,
fuck Iowa.
seriously, who actually wants to be in Iowa? I bet every person living in Iowa wakes up one day and says, "What did I do with my life to end up here?"
You know what's the best part about Des Moines? It's like
Leaving?
5 hours away from Chicago. That's it.
5 hours away from Chicago.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna say it's 5 hours away.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Do you remember the South Park, like, from back in the 90s when they were like, they find a caveman frozen and they're like, oh, he's frozen and he's from 5 years ago, so he doesn't understand our ways and our language and stuff like that. And the solution is that they said, we found a place, a sanctuary for him, where everything is like it was 5 years ago. We're sending him to Iowa. They can understand you, Thag. My name is Peter. Yes, we'll take you to Iowa.
Yeah. Fuck Iowa.
Next
Oh, that's
question,
funny.
I think.
Sorry.
We can never play in Iowa.
Yeah.
No.
We're in Iowa, but
I do have a "Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa" shirt from an ex, and the only reason I've kept it is because my headcanon now is that it's sarcastic.
Yeah.
It's like, "Is this heaven?" Ah, no, it's Iowa.
No.
they probably talk shit about South Dakota.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
just mad.
Oh,
because,
yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. So you know what?
I heard
Fuck.
the joke about like North
Fuck
Dakota blows and Iowa sucks. Like,
Mhm.
why is it so windy in South Dakota? I heard about that joke. Like,
I've heard that, but with Nebraska,
Yeah.
oh,
because Iowa's not relevant enough to talk about.
yeah. I have friends that say North Dakota does
Yeah.
not exist. Like, I'll try and bring it up. You're like, no.
Hey, you,
like,
Did you know that
You
Wiz
could be New
Khalifa was
Mexico
born
this
in
week.
North Dakota?
What's
you,
that?
you could
I
be New
read that.
Mexico this week where that couple got married in D.C. and they had to argue with the clerks for like 2 hours that New Mexico was part of the United States. They were like,
Oh, wow.
They told the guy, you speak English so well. And they had his driver's license like, we need a passport in order to perform a marriage for a foreign national. And he like was like, please get your supervisor. Supervisor's just like, yeah, we need a foreign passport for someone from New Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
And so it was like 4 hours before they finally like basically Googled it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Wiz Khalifa is from North Dakota.
It's from fucking North Dakota. I've never been there, but I hear Fargo is pretty cool.
Fargo's cool.
Yeah, from a couple people.
Yeah, performed at a brewery there. It's really fun.
Oh,
Good
nice.
time. They actually they have
Yeah.
people show up to comedy shows in
Yeah.
Fargo. Like, it's dope.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a good time.
Didn't Wes say that like Fargo's like cooler than like
He said their downtown's cooler than Sioux Falls.
I don't know
Shots fired.
because it's in North Dakota.
I think
Yeah.
it's because the campus is kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
downtown and
They
it's
have a-
kind
Mhm.
of cool.
Yeah,
Like,
they have a
Yeah.
giant arcade bar that I just went to
Mhm.
last month. It's pretty fun. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I'll have to check that out.
Pretty cool. It's called Pixel.
Mm-hmm.
I like that little alien, that place with all the alien stuff because I'm like a sci-fi alien nut. Oh, what is that called? Like Little Aliens or something like
Tom
that?
DeLonge's Palace.
Yeah.
Aliens in the
Tom
attic.
DeLonge's House of Tacos.
I just love pizza and I love aliens. So I love them both. Next one.
Next one.
Next question.
Oh, this is fun.
What is the most bloated, overly long album you've ever heard?
God, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird one.
Yeah.
That one's not my finest hour of question.
Bloated, overly long.
Reggae. Why or why not, but mainly why not?
And that answers why I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about
I
it.
think Dan from Total Drag asked this question,
funny.
but why not?
Right.
Way to go, Dan. He also had a question, why are you the way that you are?
Cool. If you could have a film made about your life, who would write, direct it, and who would play you? I
Really? Oh, I'm not a fan of that one.
I don't want to just talk about myself.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill, next one. All right.
The entire cast from Whitest Kids You Know.
Brandon.
Yes.
They all are
We'll
walking.
just switch it up.
Favorite summer albums?
I'll talk about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, okay, I see how it is.
I'll go with you, but we're still.
My favorite summer album? Shit. Well,
I'll
You go.
jump.
Drew jumps.
I love Discovery, LP by Discovery, which is Rostam's like solo project with the Rah Rah Riot guy. Like every March I listen to it, and it's a great like awakening album.
That's
That and
cool.
like Santa Gold's first album,
Oh, sure.
Super Sunny.
Trying to think of other sunny.
Wild Onion by Twin Peaks is a really
Oh, that's a
fun
good
summer
summer.
jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Best Coast. I mean, like all of Waves music,
Yeah.
Beach Boys, Pet
Yeah.
Sounds. Like,
Fiddler's fun during summer.
No,
Yeah, they are.
Fiddler's cool.
It's every band from California.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm a pop punk guy, or at least growing up, so Yellow Card is pretty fun in the summer. Like Ocean Avenue is just July jam. Even though when I saw him at work tour, I passed out because of the heat. Oh,
Jeez.
Oh no.
like, I'm missing Ocean Avenue. Like, damn it.
There's this band, and they're called the Upsetters. and they're from Jamaica, and I think they're technically reggae. But
Because they're Jamaican?
yeah, well, no, just because the music is played, but it's from this like late 50s
The
or
prod
60s,
is sick.
and you can
I'm
just
sorry.
it's so good. It's
Oh,
when
man.
I discovered it this summer, and it was like the best just summer
yeah.
music.
Oh, another good summer. I like listening to ska punk. That kind of stuff's fun to listen to in the
Yeah.
summer. Rancid, the Interrupters, really fun stuff.
Do you listen to No Doubt?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Tragic Kingdom.
Oh, that's a great
that
album.
Everything
album's-
after that, just but Tragic Kingdom is
No,
great.
that album is so good. That's a really good album.
Mac DeMarco is always a good summer.
Oh, yeah.
jam.
Mac DeMarco's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a
And Broncho, obviously.
yeah.
I mean, I just listen to him every
year round. Just
I realized I listened to Random Access Memories a lot this summer.
oh yeah.
So that would be it.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, Dev. Can't go wrong with that.
I used to I dived more into music when I was watching Fuse during the summer of 2005. So a lot of bands from that
I
era.
relate to that a lot.
Yeah.
Like that summer, a lot of those artists immediately just traced back to summer of 2005. Like My Chem, like all that early stuff,
Thrice.
just Thrice and all that stuff, just immediately 2005. Yeah. Him, another band that
Oh, God.
Him does
Him.
not get a lot of love.
I
They
just
had
know them from
Bam,
like,
yeah, Viva
Bar-
Bam,
yeah.
like MTV.
They were like
too.
the edgy band when we were young.
Yeah. Another Tommy Jack story.
Him.
Tom Otteson, I played Wings of a Butterfly at Tommy Jack's, like their big hit in America at least. And I played it, and then Tom goes, "Who the fuck played that?" And then I raised my hand, he walks up to me, goes,
Oh, funny.
I don't even.
him brings people together.
They had the song Vampire Heart. I was like,
Oh, yeah?
We get it.
yeah.
Love
Dark.
metal.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And then if you watch interviews with him, which I have, because I have time, I have time on my hands, he it's like, what was the meaning of this song? I was just drinking and I wrote a song. And you're like,
Jeez.
it's not-
Were you drinking blood?
yeah.
You dark motherfucker. You dark and edgy motherfucker. You.
Oh, The Strokes is a great summer band.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, The Strokes.
He loves the Strokes.
He loves
Yeah.
Strokes 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my number one.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I only have like 10 to 15 more bucket list bands and they're on it, and it's just like they only do festivals on like the East Coast and that's it.
Or
Yeah.
Brazil.
Or
yeah,
or out of
Argentina.
or different
Yeah.
countries, and it's just like, God, just do a tour of like America or something.
Oh yeah. If they, I mean, if they're like somewhat close, and by that I mean like if they're in like Oklahoma, I'd probably
Oklahoma
go
or
and see-
Chicago, I'd go.
I think yeah,
Yeah.
like that kind of circle.
Yeah.
That's so half the country.
Yeah, pretty much. If they're in the middle of the country,
Yeah.
I'll go. See
If they
them.
played Is This It and Room on Fire front to back, I'd be totally just content with life. Just like,
that'd be cool.
yeah, it'd be super cool. So I think I've covered everything else. Jack's Mannequin I like a lot. Like, it's very piano pop rock. I like piano pop rock in the summer.
There's something about your car is finally warm. You hit that window button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You turn up the music a little bit louder.
Yeah. Motion City soundtrack, I'm biased, but
Of
of
course.
course. But that's year round as well. We cover everyone for that one?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Next one. Should we do like two more?
Do you know what my favorite summer album is?
What's that?
Our new album.
Oh!
Yeah, we tried something.
We're doing the shameless plugs at the end of the
Okay.
podcast, yeah.
We got
Not before.
yeah, two of them.
This might be a gimme, but would you pay to do a meet and greet with your favorite artists?
No. Shit, I gotta.
Oh.
No.
No. I guess.
That's a good question.
I kind of think it's a pretty good.
But-
It's half and half.
Is it a good question because the answer is an immediate no?
I
We
did.
could do rapid fire.
Rapid fire, so yes.
Okay.
I would just say no because why not just do it for free by just stalking them on the street?
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
I actually did a paid meet and greet 2 weeks ago, but it was cheap though, and you got a lot of extra. Like, it wasn't just meeting them.
Yeah,
You
like
got
a
a lot of
poster
stuff. You got a limited edition vinyl That,
Who was it?
Justin from Motion City.
Oh, cool.
They're selling a limited vinyl with the meet and greet that only made 500 in France, and it was a bunch of rare exclusive stuff that no one else has.
Mm-hmm.
And the meet and greet was dope. It wasn't just meeting them and like, oh, whatever, picture, get out of my face. It was talking to them and having discussion and hanging out for an hour.
Oral sex was involved.
Yeah.
It was the best meet and greet ever because you like totally like came him out though.
Jeez.
Holy shit. I shouldn't have shared this on my personal.
I didn't.
Just kidding.
I didn't have to pay to meet Victoria from Beach House, which was great.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think I'd pay money to meet someone just because, like, even all my idols, they're still human.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just fucking find them on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We waited a couple hours after a Foxygen show.
A couple hours.
Okay, it was like an hour. Okay, sorry. We
It was
waited
like 40 minutes.
We waited close to an hour,
No.
and we talked to him.
No.
We didn't. Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
And for Justin, he did a pretty
Yeah.
cool thing. He played a song that they can never legally release
Oh.
off Columbia Records on his phone. That Motion City, because when Twilight came out 10 years ago, they were like, every indie band or emo band, send us your shit, and we'll consider it for the soundtrack. And they got rejected.
But they still.
But they still own that, or Columbia Records still owns the song, so they can't release it because it was the time frame they were recording music
Wow,
on
that's
that
fucked up.
label.
That
And
is.
so Justin says, I can't release this song, but I can play it for you right
Yeah.
now. So he played it for
I hate
us.
that stuff.
Yeah, the legalities and all that.
Yeah,
major
you don't
label
own
stuff.
the thing that you wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
And it's a solid song. It was like, it's a really good song, but I'm like, it's a shame you can't.
Why don't
legally
I would just
it.
release it? Like, what are they gonna do? Arrest me?
Yeah.
What's the
Like,
$1
release
billion
it.
company gonna do? Sue me? Yeah.
Yeah, but just fuck the police. Just release
our
it.
motto.
Yeah, release it. Just release it. And like, if they try to sue you, just be like, "Come on, man, we wrote this and we just really wanted to release it. Just come on, why do you gotta be stingy hogs now?"
Yeah, if they just released it for free, I wonder if they
Yeah.
would throw a fit.
That's a
If it-
good point.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah.
if
We're
they
not making money. We're just
releasing it for
Yeah.
free,
Yeah.
it's out there.
Yeah.
Or but I think they're past the point of getting permission from the label to release it, so it's kind of like it's been 10 years down the road. So I'm like,
Some sort of statute of limitations.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
Who just made that?
Robert just made it.
No, I didn't make this one.
Oh, someone else made it.
We had a user send this in.
Who said
That's
that?
amazing.
I made the other one that was up there earlier. This one's much better.
Oh
Better
my
photo.
god. Well, I'm not allowed in Iowa, which is great.
A huge thank you to Matt
Matt Hadorf.
Hadorf.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, Matt, for me. Sioux City comic. Shout out
Man
to
on
you.
the spot.
The 70. Oh my god. That's amazing. Could you please send that to me?
I'll get
Oh,
it
yeah.
from Matt. I'll send
Yeah.
it to you.
That'll be the episode poster, so it'll be a little
Moment,
bit.
yeah.
Keep those coming. There are, I have
gonna,
so
like,
many funny photos of you on my phone.
Not of me sleeping though, right?
No.
Okay.
There's that one at your mom's house where you were like,
Okay, the story's not gonna get better.
Oh man. Wait.
Photos of your mom sleeping.
no.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow.
Whoa,
Next question.
Lois, this is
Wow,
not my
next
Batman
Whoa,
glass.
shots fired. Whoa.
Wowie zowie.
Whoa, jeez, Louise.
Can you drag that? Can you drag that and just put it over Brandon? Okay.
And I'll drag it away. Oh, damn it, I looked into the wrong camera.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, fuck me. Do it again.
The best part about this is anyone who just listens to this is not gonna understand what's going on.
Oh my
This is
God.
not translating to radio.
Yeah.
But seriously, go to thesuempire.com and check out the meme. It's fucking hilarious.
Should we do one more topic and then call it good?
Hashtag you should still visit Iowa if you really want to. Or if you just need to get to Chicago. Because you kind of have to. All right.
You're like 1 mile past the state line. Iowa State Trooper's like, You're in my state now, boy. This is Iowa. You don't even have that accent naturally. Sorry.
Sorry.
If you were a record executive, this is fitting. What qualities do you look for in a lead single? Yeah, that one's too
Meh.
specific. I was like,
Ironically, what I would look for.
I was probably watching that Tom
I
Petty
don't know how to
documentary
answer
about
that
legalities.
question,
Like,
yeah.
well, that's a good question.
Full circle. Which supergroups did you like, and what would you say is the greatest album by a supergroup?
I'd downgrade. Yeah. We gotta have
Kinda
one
already
solid
talked,
closing.
yeah.
Solid closer.
Damn it. Every episode. How is emo still a thing, but ska is not? Nah. We need a strong.
Is this a ska thing?
How do you feel
Chaka
about
Brown,
Greta
bro.
Van Fleet?
What? What?
How do you feel about Greta Van Fleet?
We kind of already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Damn it! Every episode. How do you feel about bands or musicians collaborating with songwriters, specifically writers in the pop genre?
How do you feel about collaboration?
Just like
yeah.
writing with other. Yeah.
We got this. It's okay.
Sorry, I'm difficult.
No.
Strangest compliment you've ever received from an audience member?
I'll talk about
Yeah,
that. That one's
I
cool.
like that.
I like that
I
one.
like that.
Sure. I've this one. This is before this band, which is too bad because I wish you were there. But we played a show, and this one girl said, "I really like your teeth," and then she said,
You got a pretty mouth.
"No, yeah." She said,
Deliverance.
She said, "I really like your teeth. It looked better on my nightstand, though," or something like that. Like.
I forgot about that.
I'm gonna make you a lamp.
Literally, yeah. So I think she was trying to like be flirty
Trying to
or
break the
something,
ice.
but I just thought
Really
She
bad.
probably got the wording wrong.
I
Just
thought she was
like,
gonna kill
yeah.
me. So
Yeah, I'm a full-on rapist.
yeah, the point.
You need a philanthropist? Yeah, that.
I'm an analyst and a therapist, the world's very first analyst.
No, yeah. So that
Almost
was-
got arrested
that
for
was
handing out those business cards.
the weirdest.
Someone said we sounded like real estate, but not as good. Which I'm fine with that because they're a great band. Wait, what was the question again?
Strangest compliment
Strangest-
you've received
oh,
from an
that's not
audience
that
member.
strange.
Who
I
said
guess.
that?
Someone in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did he have glasses?
I don't remember.
Oh.
So I've had a few that are a little.
I had one
there.
person
Yeah.
say, my favorite thing was when you were drinking on
Ooh, I
stage. It looked like there was actually liquid in the cup, but there wasn't. Which, as an actor, I was like, "Oh, you noticed the little thing."
Yeah.
But also, that was the first thing I did. So, nothing else of the show
After effects.
mattered after that.
Yeah,
So starstruck. From
One of my friends said, "Hey, I had sex with my girlfriend to your album." I was like,
Damn.
I think he said he does it all the time.
"Yeah, he said he did it all the time."
Yeah, so that's cool.
Shout out to Bone Steel, South Dakota. You know who you are.
There have been a couple times where
The
people.
top bunk is always mine, by the way. No, actually, it's the bottom bunk. Fuck. It's the bottom bunk. But fuck you. You know who you are. Sorry.
There have been a couple times where, we've played a show and it's midnight and we're loading up, and then just, people just kind of follow you to your car.
Yeah.
And
Like
just,
Iowa.
The entire state of Iowa
Yeah.
followed you
Well,
to
like,
your car.
there's this one guy.
we're happy to
Yeah.
talk to people, but it is kind of odd because
Well, just some people, I don't know. I feel like this one guy just wanted to rob us, though.
Yeah. We had just gotten paid, and then we came out, and then he was like, "Follow us and
Oh,
shit."
shit.
So it's like we're not the strongest.
Yeah.
So we're like,
But there's like three
what
of
do
you, so you gotta
Yeah.
take it in, right?
we were like, do we just grab his drum hardware and start beating the shit out of him? No.
We
that was
love-
weird.
We love
We love talking.
compliments. Yeah, oh,
sure.
absolutely. It's like the best thing ever when someone's like, "Hey, I like your song." You know, it's like the coolest thing ever. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
it's a cool feeling.
For Disarmed, I've really gotten weird compliments on comedy. It's more Disarmed stuff that I got weird compliments for, like my drumming style. They say I look possessed. Just because when I'm on stage with stand up, I'm just deadpan, just kind of chill,
Yeah.
whatever. But when I'm like, I'm just like,
Yes. You're possessed with the magic power.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, kid,
Yeah.
got the devil in you or something like
The
that.
first time I saw you guys play, I was impressed
Mhm.
with your drumming.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That was one of those like I don't need a gym. I just need to drum every day.
Yeah,
and like
that's your exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
and then one that I didn't get but our singer got or Bobby and Doug were doing an acoustic show because I was unavailable and then some guy walks up to them and goes, "You guys sound like Daughtry." Like,
Oh no!
and I think it's just because Bobby looks like Chris Daughtry.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so it's just
yeah.
like,
Oh no!
and I'm just like, have you heard us and Daughtry and put them side to
Yeah.
side? Like,
Now I just really want. I know Debbie will never go for this, but I really want Bobby to just shave everything, but like the really thin, like Daughtry
oh, the weird
Yeah.
beard thing.
Yeah.
Beard.
Pencil beard.
pencil
Yeah.
beard.
And it doesn't help that Bobby wears black T-shirts like Daughtry does. It's just like
He's
Gets
not
that
helping-
comparison.
Not helping the
So he meant I think you look like him, not you sound like him. maybe.
probably it was maybe a mix of both, but like we
Either way, a weird compliment.
yeah we've never strived to sound like Daughtry.
I had this old lady come up to me after a show and she wanted my autograph and I was super flattered because that had never happened before.
Cute.
It was super cute. And then I realized that she was going around to all the cast members and getting it. I was like, this feels less special now.
Aw.
Like this is just a thing that she does
Yeah.
after every show and it's like, oh okay. I understand. I'm not
It
special.
wasn't your day in the sun.
It was not.
That sweet old lady turned into an evil one.
There was a guy walked up to me during a comic show and wanted me to sign his poster. 'Cause, hey, you're the flu dude. Like you sign us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The flu dude.
Do you get like?
I
do
see
people
that
come up?
everywhere,
Yeah, I
too.
do.
It's been growing more each day. At least one or two people
nice.
walk up to me. Like customers that come in every day at Hy-Vee are now starting to put it together and like, hold on, like.
So I see the
It's a
immunity
whole-
award billboard like every day.
It's
I didn't
whole-
see it for the longest. I finally saw it last week. I'm like,
That's a
how did I
whole
miss it?
It's on Western.
Like,
yeah.
and then one time I was walking by the registers in the main store, and one of my friends who knows me goes, "Hey, flu guy," that's a joke. And then the family next to them goes, "That is him!" Like, that was crazy.
I have people every once in a while say, "Hey, you're the guy from the podcast." I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Hell yeah.
So lately, it's been more flu bug than anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first podcast of mine where I was walking around in some random store and I heard like two teenagers talking, and they were like, "Oh man, did you see that Dresch Code?" And they were like having like like it was staged for me, honest to God conversation about, "Oh, I love it. It's so funny. You forget it's like local, but then they say something about so then it's like local, and you're like, whoa!" And I'm just around the corner of the aisle, just like, yes.
That's when you just go,
Let's hope. Hopefully they're listening, right?
yeah,
Hell yeah!
yeah.
Shout out. We'll send you stuff.
What did
Shit.
they-
Now everyone will shout out and say they were that.
What did they
It was
Shit.
me. I just thought of liar.
Shout out!
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
sell you a T-shirt for $10.
30,
I'm
but
kicking
yeah.
my ass. Do you mind?
30, but yeah.
Oh, 30.
Goddamn.
We have a store.
We do. Oh, I'm learning.
I don't
new
know
things.
why we're yeah.
The pen is blue. Oh.
I think better.
Anyway,
Royal blue.
royal blue. Anyways, before we end the show, shameless plugs. So if you guys want to have things you like to promote,
Mm-hmm. We have a show at Icon Lounge December 22nd. We're opening for OK Parade.
nice, awesome,
And we're also playing with Hooks.
cool.
Yeah, it's. I think they're selling tickets for $10. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
all the music stores in town.
Yeah. So yeah, Total Drag.
Last,
Mm-hmm.
I think Ernie's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$10. December 22nd. OK Parade, Hooks, and then yeah, Tenenbaums. That's us.
We also released a mixtape of some songs we wrote the last couple years. It's on our Bandcamp. You can get it for the cheap price of $5. And yeah, we just released that like a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
Sweet.
And then we got the show coming up. That's what's in our world.
Awesome. Ryan? Any...
Yeah, so I'm not super involved with either of these organizations, but I figured I'd give them a plug for their events anyway. So Mighty Corson Arts Players, their Christmas show is going on starting this weekend, so 7th through the 9th, which was the night before Christmas. Really fun Christmas show if you're feeling Christmassy already.
Absolutely.
And want some pretty cool fun theater. Otherwise, I know Full Circle Book Co-op has been doing a lot of cool events, and they've got a singer-songwriter showcase that I'm planning on going to this weekend. So
Jason and Sean, friends of the show, friends of the network.
yeah, really awesome people, and we had the pleasure of working with them with Monstrous for our Reading Loving Arms. So just a couple things to be aware of happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my Blink tribute band is reuniting after a year off.
Nice.
We're doing 6 new Blink songs we haven't done before, and it's gonna be fun. It's unfortunately the same night that you guys are playing,
Oh,
so I have
oh
to,
no.
on the 22nd. So it's gonna be competition, but
Where's it at?
at Biggs.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's gonna be fun.
They have a
It's gonna be
great
good time.
sound system at
Yeah.
Biggs. They really do.
I always enjoy playing there. I'm friends with sound people there. It's gonna be a fun time. We have to learn those still, but we're getting dusting the cobwebs off. And Disarmed is doing our first show back in like 6 months with our new
cool.
band members. We Ben Gertner left about
And
4.
members.
Yeah, we have 2. We have not yet announced, but we will
Ooh.
Exciting.
in the next couple weeks. Who's in the band now? And still Bobby, Doug, and myself, but we added 2 new
For
sure.
guitarists, so we're excited to make that announcement. It's on New Year's Eve.
We added like 5 drummers. It's
Yeah. It's like Slipknot. But we all wear clown makeup now because we're tough.
Slipknot, more like Slipknot.
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 What is
They're
Corey
from
Taylor from?
Iowa.
Yeah, I know. From Iowa. They have a song called Des Moines, right?
Yeah. Enough said.
No,
That's-
The Devil Wears Prada has a song called Des Moines, and that song fucking rules.
The only good thing about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's all. That's in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. Podcasts, Catch the Fever. SueEmpire.com. Be sure to check that out. If you like what we do here on the Dresch Code and all our other podcasts, be sure to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/SueFalls. Yeah, that's all I got.
Perfect. Now you can listen to this episode and other previous episodes on any streaming service. You
SoundCloud,
got.
Stitcher, Spotify, you name it, we're on it.
Nice.
Awesome. And Brandon, Drew, Mike, thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely.
Means
Thanks
a lot.
for having us.
And you've been watching and listening to the Dresch
Dresch
Code.
Dresch Code.